Teachers, bad parenting or bad children? We gonna get into it. Let's get it. Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our video podcasts and YouTube exclusive content. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the best of. We're going to be giving you guys a sneak peek of our YouTube exclusive, the most recent one, and a little peek into our latest After Hours Uncensored. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. So we're technically still on vacation. So this is not going to be a full show. The first segment is going to be me giving you guys an update. The second segment is going to be a YouTube exclusive where we talk about an interesting story between a parent and their daughter. And then we're going to be talking about teachers and a little sneak peek from our After Hours Uncensored. But before we get to that, some exciting news for the Unsolicited Perspective podcast. We are now monetized on YouTube. If you've been watching us recently over the last week and a half, you would notice that there are ads or commercials on our YouTube videos, both before, during, and after each video. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough how much we really need you to watch those ads. Yes, some of them can be long, 30 seconds. Some of them are even a minute, but we get paid off of that. And don't think by skipping it that the next person will watch it and then we'll get paid after that as well, because everybody will be thinking the same thing. No, we need everybody to watch the ads. If you support the show, support us by watching these ads, because that's how we make money. Also, we are going to be doing a membership program on our YouTube page. There's going to be two tiers to start off. One is going to be $2.99 a month. The other one is going to be $4.99 a month. This is separate than our Patreon, but in addition to our Patreon. Let me explain. So the $2.99 tier is going to give you guys some behind the scenes footage of our show. Also, we're going to be starting a Discord. That's basically it's a text messaging system that you can log into, join our account, and it'll just be like DMs or text messaging for IG, or if you had our phone numbers, you could talk to us, predominantly me, but my sister will chime in every now and then. You could talk to us, send us, messages, send us, memes, give us show topics. That'll just be one of the ideas for the $2.99 membership. There's more, but that's just one of the cool things. You'll have more direct access to us. With the $4.99, we're going to do all those same things with the $2.99, but we're also going to add the After Hours Uncensored to this, as well as more in-depth behind the scenes. And then I, in particular, but my sister will join us. Are going to do a weekly live stream. It'll probably start off as 30 minutes. What I'm thinking is it's going to let you guys into my Sunday fun day. You can interact, you can chat with me while we're on live recording. No, it will not be available to be watched any other time except for those people in the membership. So it isn't something that I'm going to record and then release later. It's you either watch it then or you had a membership and you'll be able to watch it, but you won't be able to watch it any other time. So there's more in depth, and I will give you guys more and more information as I expand the membership. It's still a work in progress, but it'll be up and running before July 15th. So we'll make a big grand announcement. But yes, the podcast is growing and we're really excited about it. And it's really all because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, for the rest of this episode, you're going to be getting a YouTube exclusive where we're talking about parenting, and then a little bit of our After Hours Uncensored with me and my sister talking about teaching and the teachers that influenced us. For those people that have children, there's a little bit of cussing, but not much. Not like our typical After Hours Uncensored, because we specifically filmed this to give you guys a chance to see what we talk about in our After Hours Uncensored. So we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming on Friday. So the next episode will be our regular episode. But while we're still on vacation, enjoy a little bit of the semi-original content. Okay, Jay, did it again. Went to my favorite social media site, found this Reddit post. Yep, I found this Reddit post that I thought was really interesting because it has to deal with parents again. You know how much I love talking about parents and parenting.
Yes.
So this is a conversation about a young lady who's decided to take a job. She's not from the US. She's in another country. She doesn't specify which country she's from, but she's decided to take another job. She's decided to go to college in the US, and her dad is not in agreement with her. Now, a little backstory about this young lady and her father is that her father basically raised her because her father and her mother split when she was younger. It was a nasty divorce from his perspective. So she's dealt with that, and she wants to know if she's being a jerk or if she's overreacting because she's decided to cut her father completely out of her life.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to read the text exchange. I'm going to be the father because you chose for me to be the jerk.
Well, I mean, I just did it. I guess it's sexist, but I just did it across gender lines. So
yeah, you did. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So patriarchy here, and you decided that I'm going to uphold the patriarchy in this role play, but I'm going to be the father. You're going to be the daughter.
Yeah.
So audience, we're going to read this text exchange and then tell you what we think afterwards. So
Yeah.
let's get it started.
Don't comment on our acting.
Yeah, don't comment. Well, I'm going to act well.
Okay.
I don't know about my sister. All right, here we go. Here's a dad. You mean like calling out the fact you'll end up a whore like your mother?
You always do this. You ruin good things for me.
Good. Running off to play therapist in another country?
I worked for this. I did it alone.
You think talking to people about their sad little problems makes you special?
No, but it makes me feel like I'm not disappearing.
You'll disappear all right under some guy who feeds lies your mother fell for.
Stop dragging her into this. I was a baby. I don't even remember her.
You remember enough to act just like her, emotional, dramatic, always needing attention.
I'm not her. I just wanted you to be proud of me.
Then you should have made better choices. Psychology? What a joke.
This is my choice, my life. I'm leaving.
Don't come crawling back when it all goes to shit.
It won't. I won't. You made sure of that.
You ungrateful little whore. I raised you. You're all mine now. You're not leaving anywhere.
Goodbye, Dad. You'll never hear from me again.
Now, Jay, I don't have a daughter. But
No.
if I did, I have a goddaughter and I have little nieces that I adore.
Yeah.
Would never speak to them this way. Never, ever, ever speak to them this way. I'm almost at a loss for words, so I'm going to let you tell me what you think, and then I'm going to respond to that.
Yeah, so I don't have a daughter either, but I am one. I have a whole dad.
Dad.
You got a same dad, okay? So
Yeah,
he would never. But you want to know why? Because my dad actually loves me and my dad actually likes me. I am so sorry, sweetheart, but because of the actions of your mother, even though it has nothing to do with you, your father does not like you. And your father does not love you. Because there is absolutely no way. Love does not look like that. Love is not you ungrateful little whore.
Yes.
That's not what love looks like. I think the best decision that you can make for yourself is to go ahead, go off to school and leave that nonsense behind. Just live the rest of your life. Live the rest of your life. Because again, that is not what love looks like at all. You're mine now? No. That's not what parenting is. Parenting is preparing your child to go off without you. That is what it is. He should have been preparing you to make this move on your own and be confident in that move. And that's not what this is. He is trying to hold on to you in the way he couldn't hold on to your mother. And he is blaming you and taking out his anger that he has for your mother or out on you. That's not love, and that's not what love looks like. The best decision you can make is to go no contact with this person. That is not your father. That is not a father, period. I have a father. That's not it. I can tell you that straight up.
So we've been lucky.
Yeah.
In the fact of, don't get us wrong, we got some childhood trauma, but we've been lucky in the fact that our parents have always supported our endeavors. Yeah. The biggest fans of this show, outside of my bestie and our aunt, our dad's older sister.
Don't forget our two cousins. They watch religiously.
And our brother. Our brother. Okay, these are all huge fans of the show.
Yes.
We could go down a line of huge fans of the show. Yes. But the biggest supporters are our parents.
Yeah.
Our parents have always supported us, our stuff. You know, I
even when it's dumb. Even when it's dumb stuff. Yeah.
I owned a wrestling company. You went to film school. Like, they're always like, go for your dreams, try your dreams.
Yeah.
I find this young woman remarkable in the fact that she grew up in this environment and she is still going to college in the United States to study psychology. I would gather the reason why she's studying psychology is because of the environment that she grew up in. And she wanted to make sense. Yeah, she wants to make sense. And I bet she wants to help people who might have gone or are going to go through or are going through similar situations that she did and was, because she cut off her dad.
Yeah.
Are you overreacting? The answer is no. But I am going to push back on one of your points.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he doesn't love her.
Correct.
I don't know that we can definitively say that.
Yeah,
sometimes people don't. No, sometimes people don't know how to show love because they were never taught to show love. So this is going to be problematic. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say I do not agree with the way these people act. Okay?
No.
But sometimes parents were raised a certain way where they believe showing their children love is by beating them. And I'm exaggerating when I say beaten, but kind of not, right? By not sparing the rod, right?
Right.
And some of them discipline at the drop of a second. That is their initial reaction to discipline, to say that because they are abusive, that they don't love the person. I don't think it's true. I don't think it can be said in every situation. How I would say that this person clearly probably doesn't like his daughter. Okay. That's pretty clear. Not probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't like his daughter. But to say that he doesn't love her, that's I don't know if I want to go to that stretch, because it seems like, and I'm not making excuses for him, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like he is hurt, extremely hurt from this situation. And this is just his response. And you know, when people are hurt, they say things that they probably mean, but they didn't mean it to come out that way.
Okay. And I'm going to push back on your pushback.
Okay.
A person's internal feelings that they don't express that's useless to me. I can only go off the way you treat me. I don't know what you got going on in your head, but I do know the way that you treat me. And the way that you treat me is telling me you don't love me. I'm talking about, I don't have children. I'm talking about from the perspective of somebody's daughter. I'm the daughter to my father. I'm somebody's daughter. If my father talked to me like that, there's no way that I would believe my father actually loves me.
I get it.
There's just no way. So he could have all the feelings for his daughter in all the world. He could love her And really just, this is all just his fear. He doesn't want to let her go and all of that. Could be that. She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
If he's not expressing it. If all that
True.
he's expressing is, you ungrateful little whore, there's no way that I think this is a person who loves me.
I understand that perspective, and I agree with it. But
Yeah.
both things can be true at the same time.
But what you don't express means nothing. Like, it's
To
not
you, right? Yes.
what you don't express is how is anyone supposed to know?
Yeah. Well,
How's anybody supposed to know? It's
long
just as
story
good
short,
as it not existing.
yeah. Long story short, baby girl, you're not overreacting.
Not at all.
Go do your thing at the States, and may your life be blessed with success and happiness, and reconnecting with your
And
mom.
and may you be white so that you will at least
This
at
is
least
really
have a little chance of not being picked up by ICE. Not a big chance, because we still got Australians and Canadians that are dealing with it over here, but I hope that you are able to have all the success that is possible in the United States right now. So good luck to you.
all right. Now that we ain't got fired up, that YouTube exclusive
Yeah.
went longer than we originally anticipated. That's
Yeah,
going.
but I just was pissed off when I saw that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really was. And I'll tell you, I was correct. It is Xi Jinping, and I was like, yeah, Jonna, you got something correct that has to do with like, because I don't know nothing. This is the thing that people don't understand. Like, people don't understand. I don't know nothing.
That's not true. You do know stuff.
But I'm not good at like world events, or like even knowing where places are in the world. Like, hey, Jonna, can you find Iran on the map? I can't. I don't know nothing.
I mean, I can find
If you give me a blank map,
a blank with no lines drawn or anything.
no, the lines are drawn, but it's just
Okay.
no names, no labels on it, and you tell me to point out Turkey,
Oh no.
I ain't gonna be able to find it.
The only way I'll be able to find is because obviously I know where Russia is, and Russia and
Yeah.
Turkey are close. And then once you start getting into Turkey, you can start to kind of map out the Middle East a little bit. But
They're
I'm gonna be
all
real
close.
honest.
It's not a big area. It's like the
It's not a
size
big
of the
area.
East Coast. Like, it's
Right,
not a
it's-
big area. They're all
it's not.
close.
But you know what? I'm gonna be real honest. If you gave me a pen and a piece of paper to write down all 50 states, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take me a while.
Actually, I'm gonna do that as soon as we get off I'm gonna try to write down all 50 states. I'm gonna number a piece of paper 1 through 50, and I'm gonna try to name all 50 states. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna get to like 48, 49, and this is gonna be that one last state. And I'll be like, what the hell is that one last state? And
You
it's
know what's
probably
gonna
gonna be Iowa.
Well, yeah. I mean, you start by doing the 50 states alphabetically, right? And then you go
Yes.
all the A's, and we ain't got no B states. But I'm sure people would be like, well, yeah, we do Boston. Boston is not a state, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
That's
not
a
a
city,
state.
and that's in the state of Massachusetts. But that's what's going to get people. People like, oh, another state is Seattle? No, that's in Washington.
No.
Seattle,
This
Washington, right?
This is like how y'all keep acting like Africa is a country and not a continent.
Right. Continent.
It's-
There are multiple countries. And that's another thing. Could
Yeah.
not name all them countries in Africa.
No.
Couldn't. Wouldn't even come close.
First of all, there's 52. So I can tell you already, no, I could probably get 8
I don't even think I
at
can
the
get 8.
most. At the most, I think I could probably name 8, but then I'll start naming cities. And then I'll be like, that's a thing, right? They're like, nope, that's in South Africa. I was like, oh, okay, Johannesburg is not a country in Africa. That's in South Africa. Okay. Then that's when I'll start. And so I could probably name 8, honestly. And it's places that either on my ancestry DNA I am from, or people that I know are from these places.
So fun fact, I think it's a fun fact. You can look this up, and I could be wrong. But
Okay.
there is a country continent.
Okay. Now I am going to look that up. Explain.
There is Australia is both a continent and a country.
Huh. Yes, I actually think that that is correct.
Yeah. But that's the only one.
Um,
Africa is not a country. It's a continent. It's got countries in that country.
Australia is the only country in the world that covers an entire continent.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Just a little known fact. Speaking of all these dumb facts, I wanted to talk about something that's near and dear in my heart. Most people on the show or fans of the show, actually, we're in the after hours. This is a sneak peek of the after hours.
Okay.
A sneak peek in the after hours. That's the reason why there ain't too much cussing on here
Right.
for the main show that we're releasing. Because we on sort of a vacation, even though we still filming content.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was
not
surprised when you were like, Phil Friday. I was like, I thought it was on vacation. Okay.
Look, we're monetized on YouTube now. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, watch them ads, please. I know you
Watch
don't
them
want to
ads.
watch ads, but watch them ads, please. And listen to the ads on the audio, please. But since we're going down this road, a lot of people who listen and watch the show know, because I talk about it often, that I have degrees in both secondary education and history, and I wanted to be a high
Yes.
school history teacher.
Yes.
Why not middle school and high school? Because in middle school, the kids really stink because they come into an age where they don't really know. I have a friend who's a teacher in middle school, and she
Same. I
always
do
says,
also. Yeah.
deodorant is your friend. That's what she
Yeah.
tells
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. But
She
they're
says,
still at an age where they're just starting to like need deodorant. Really,
right,
like they were just in elementary school and they didn't need deodorant. Back then, they could smell like outside, and we'd be like, "You just smell like outside. You smell like how a kid should smell." But
right.
now that you're in middle school, y'all are getting to be teenagers. Like, y'all need some deodorant, and you still transitioning into
Hmm.
that teenage thing where you're like, "Oh, I need to put on a, bra now and deodorant and
Hmm.
shower every day." Yeah, you do. Cause it's no longer a cute you smell like outside. It's now is you stink.
Sixth grade, when that girl told me that I smell like butt, that's when I learned, Bruce, we need to start washing your ass, okay? Cause I don't ever want to be
Wait,
told I smell like butt.
somebody told you.
If she either said I smell like butt or she got near me or somehow her face was in my butt and said that my butt stank. It was one of the two. Okay. I can't remember because I
I hope her
just
face
turned.
wasn't near your butt.
I
But
think it could have
okay.
been something that we were running around and you know how you little kids, you stumble into somebody, you might,
Yeah.
I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it was because I just turned 45 and this is when I was 11. So that was
Yes.
34 years ago. I don't remember
Yes.
the exact terms. What I
Yeah.
do know is at that exact moment, it was like, oh, every day, sometimes twice a day, shower time, and I
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
scrub.
Yeah.
But like I said, went to school to be a high school history teacher, decided during the student teaching, oh, I'm not mature enough to do this. I was a 22-year-old kid. They're not much younger than I am, especially if I was going to be teaching high school. And I was
Yeah.
like, some of the things y'all are doing that I need to discipline, it's kind of funny, which means I'm too
Yeah.
juvenile to be a teacher.
Yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to be a teacher is because I had so many teachers, specifically in high school and in one professor in college, that really inspired me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this whole topic is about teachers that inspired. So
Mhm.
before I go, I
Yeah.
want to ask you, do you have any teachers? And we don't have to name them. We don't have to name them. We could just
Yeah.
say what grade and what subject they taught. But did you have any teachers that really inspired you?
No. But I tell you what I did have. I tell you what
I
I
did
did
it. Hold on.
have.
I set that up. You knew what we were going to be talking about beforehand. I teed
Yeah.
it up and
Yeah.
you hit me with the no so quick. What?
I tell you what I did have. Okay. It was my 7th grade honors history teacher. Okay. I was in the honors class for the first 3 quarters. I had a C and like a perfect 75, like a perfect C. Okay. it was, I knew how much work I needed to do to maintain the 75. And that was pretty much about all the work I was willing to do. Because, as you know, I am not good in history. I thought I had that answer one time, and I was saying Lyndon Baines Johnson, but it was really Andrew Johnson or something like that. I don't even know.
You kept saying Andrew Johnson when it was Lyndon Baines Johnson.
I only knew Lyndon Baines Johnson. I don't know who Andrew Johnson is, so I'm pretty sure.
It was the president after Lincoln.
Yeah, so I said Lyndon Baines Johnson because that's the only Johnson I know.
Right.
And it turns out it was Andrew Johnson. Whatever. I don't know history. I don't care about learning it. And that's as far. So what she did was she pulled me aside after the third quarter grades came out. And she said, I think you should talk to the counselor, because the guidance counselors are also to talk to you, but they're also there to help you with your schedule and stuff, right?
Right.
So I think you should talk to them. I don't think honors history is right for you. That's what she said to me. So the fourth quarter, I get an A. Because what you're not going to do is tell me I don't belong in this class. And I get the A with very little effort. She was so pissed off. She calls home. I answer the call. And she chews me out for about 20 minutes. And she's like, you could have done this the entire time. I can't believe she had just finished doing my grades and was so pissed off that I think I got like 100%. and then she noticed the pattern of it. Okay, she got a perfect 75 each of the 3 quarters. Oh, she did this on purpose. and then she's like, I want to talk to your parents. Who's there? I was like, my dad's here. And so I handed the phone to Dad. And I don't know what she said to him, but she was upset. And that's when I learned this about myself, that I'm willing to put forth as much effort as I'm willing to put forth, but do not underestimate me. Because if you underestimate me, then I'm going to show you what I'm actually capable of. And again, with very little effort, I got an A. It's the final quarter. And so that is one of the, but no, I did have teachers and professors that really did inspire me, but a majority of them were in college when I got to college. And just really, because in college, what you get are people who are really, really dedicated to the material, right? Because they spent their entire academic career learning this, and a lot of them are PhDs in this subject. And so what you get then is a passion for the material, and it transfers over. And so they broadened my horizons. They got me to think about things differently. A lot of my like women's studies courses or sociology courses, or my degree is English language and literature, but I had a concentration on race, class, and gender studies. So like just being in those classes, I took journalism class, like women in journalism and like things like that, like, and really having professors that care a lot about this material, because it's their life's work also, and that transferring over. And even when I was in junior college, actually some of the professors that I loved the most were from my junior college when I went to Montgomery College, because they really cared about the students. They really cared about you learning. He's retired now, is Dr. Coley. He was our chemistry professor, and I was doing well in chemistry. Our brother was not, but he cared, and he stayed after class and worked with them and talked them through it, and it was patient and like really cared about you learning this material and knowing like how it could be helpful for you later in life. So yes, I absolutely did have professors, but I also had teachers that worked my nerve too. So, you get a little from A and a little from B, I guess.
Spite is a powerful emotion, boy.
It's powerful.
Because look, let me tell you something. Don't say I can't do something. I'm going to do it even if I don't want to do it, and I'm going to do it because you said I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
she actually said to me, I don't think you're in the right class. I don't think honors level is right for you. And I said, oh, you don't, do you? Okay. That lady
And
called home and chewed me out. You could have
what did
done this
dad
the
do?
whole time. He just he kind of chuckled about it because he knows how I am.
Yeah.
He knows I was going to give the bare minimum in that.
Yeah.
And then to turn around and get an A, and honestly, I put it like maybe an extra 10-15% more effort. And honestly,
Well, 15% more effort does get you to a 90.
it
So,
does. So there you go.
yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I had teachers, I'll never forget. I was in the 5th grade. And what people don't, or some people know that listen or watch the show, knows that my first major in college was journalism. I wanted to be a writer. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister is a better writer than I am. A better technical writer than I am.
Technical, yes.
I still think creatively.
You're very persuasive in your writing, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't discount
creatively.
that.
But I'm a columnist, not a journalist. They're two
Yes.
different things.
You're
I
an
can't.
op-ed guy.
Yeah, I can't write just the facts and you not hear. You can't. You're gonna hear and read my position
Yeah,
in my writing. So,
right.
but that's what I wanted to do. Even going so far as to writing a comic book. Like the
Yeah.
idea, the premise, and everything of my comic book that I started 20 years ago with a friend who was an artist is still out there. We just never did it. So I wanted to be
Yeah.
a writer, and it sparked in the 5th grade because
Yeah.
we had to write some composition or something like that. And I'm struggling in what's language arts. As you're in honors in the 7th grade, they thought I was a complete dummy because I was in the lower level reading classes from
Yeah.
like 2nd grade to 5th grade. I didn't catch up until I was like in middle school. Okay.
They're not your fault. You went to a Montessori school and they taught
wasn't.
sight reading and not phonics.
Right.
And
Like
I can't stand people who swear by sight reading. It is just memorization. It is not learning to read. Phonics, y'all.
phonics, hooked on phonics worked for me. So
Yes.
this particular teacher actually did something. I don't know if it was before or after this because my timeline is all screwed up because we're talking about literally 35 years ago.
Yes.
She did something that embarrassed me in front of the entire class because, I would daydream a lot. If you started lecturing and talking, I would daydream. I just go off into my own world. And
Yeah.
she called on me. I know she saw me daydreaming. I was looking out the window, not at her. She called on me to answer a question. I absolutely did not know what we were talking about. I had no idea what we were even dealing with. Okay. I am in my own little world. And what did I try to do? Instead of saying, I don't know, try to answer the question. And it was a dumb answer because I didn't know what we were talking about. And the whole class started laughing. The next day, without directly apologizing to me, she apologized to the class, but not to me directly. Everybody knew who she was talking to, but she didn't call me out by name. And I was like, you should have called me out by name. But anyway, so we had to write this composition and we had to read what we wrote in front of the entire class. So I don't remember what it was about. I don't remember what it was about. Okay. I just wrote.
Yeah.
5th grade, 10 years old. She stands up at the front of the class and says, that's absolutely beautiful. And this was a time where mom had this old school thick ass laptop.
Yes.
I said it right. Laptop.
Yes.
And I was so into The Godfather, I was trying to start to write my own Godfather-esque type novel.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to structure writing something. I kept coming up with ideas and starting over. So I didn't realize that I was practicing that entire time writing.
Yeah.
So when I wrote the composition, all these ideas were kind of coming together and I was crafting it, I guess, right. And she said it was absolutely like the only person that got an absolute beautiful, it almost like it touched her, like how beautifully written it was. And she may have pulled me aside afterwards and just said something to the effect like, you're really good. You should really write a lot more. And so that stuck with me. So Bedford Hills Elementary School in Lynchburg, Virginia, 5th grade class. She probably, she was old then, so I don't know if she's still with us, but
we never know.
We never know. Then you fast forward to my senior year. I had a government class, and in an English, I mean, I had a whole bunch of classes, but my government teacher and my English teacher, one was an old Vietnam vet,
Yeah.
and they were trying to
I
fire
had him
him.
too.
Yep, they were trying to fire him because he would have flashbacks sometimes in the
Yeah.
middle of the class.
Yeah.
I adored this man because he taught history the way I feel like it should be taught. People say they don't like history. I'm like, yes, you do, because you love documentaries. If you watch
Yeah.
documentaries, you love history. You just don't like the way it was taught to you. He would teach it as a story. If you teach history as a story, you can get people engaged and they'll remember things. And so he taught government as a story too. So I was drawn to that, so drawn to that. In my English class, we had to write a composition on a person. And I asked him if I could interview him and write the composition on him. And he was like, yeah, of course. And there was some stuff, some questions, because even then, as a young journalist, I'm always going to the heart of the issue. Where's the emotion? And, you know, I talked about the flashbacks and things like that. I wanted to ask those questions. And he was like, we probably can't talk about that. I probably can't answer. I'll answer those questions, but don't write them in your composition. Like that could just be between me and you.
Yeah.
But he was very impactful. And also that English teacher. A lot of people don't know that I did Othello in college. I mean, high school. The reason why nobody knows it is because I didn't talk about it, because I didn't want to talk about it, because I didn't want to do it. I was forced to do it by my English teacher as almost a blackmail to get the grade that I needed to get, because she realized that I absolutely hated Shakespeare. I couldn't understand it. But the story of Othello registered with me. And not because, you know, I was married to a white woman one time and it was being foreseen that I'm a black male was married to a white woman, but because of Iago and the manipulation and that whole story, it was very, I was drawn to it somehow. And I was drawn to the character of Othello, who's this outsider, but has power. And there was just so much in it. And so she was like, I think you should play Othello. And I was like, no, thank you. Because I don't even want to read in class. So there's no way that I'm going to perform Othello in front of a bunch of people. She's like, oh, you thought you had a choice. Like, you need to do this in order to get the grade that you need in order to graduate. I said, oh, okay. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to pass the class. You know, I feel pretty confident in that. Yeah, well, I think that this would be the best decision for you. It was the best thing for me. And the reason why is because without that, this never happens. Let me tell you the connection. Getting over performing or fear or talking in front of people, doing it and having it being well received, not just from her that said, oh, you did this well, but also from my classmates who were just like, yo, that was really dope. And then the theater people being like, you should like join the theater and do all this. And I'm like, no, because it's the 1990s and patriarchy and misogyny and toxic masculinity says that if I do that, I'm going to be perceived a certain way that I don't want to be perceived. So I'm not going to do that. Missed out on an entire life that I could have had. I could have been the first Michael B. Jordan. Could have been Bruce Anthony.
Should have, could have.
Should have, could have. But it led to this. So So those two teachers, and then my college professor that taught African-American history. I took you to a class one time when you were deciding on what school you wanted to go to. And I was like, you're going to definitely go with me to this class, because I need you to see how this professor does it. You're right. Professors have a little different passion for their work. And so they all made a monumental impact on me. And what was only supposed to be a quick 10-minute segment talking about teachers, we didn't talk for 20 minutes. But obviously, they're important.
They are important. Our teachers, Lord, we need to treat them better in this country. We need to pay these people. We need to give them the resources that they need to teach the next generation well, the current generation well. One of the things that I love about the program that I'm in now in graduate school is there are professors in my program that literally it feels like the only thing they want in life is to see us succeed and get great jobs and become data scientists. Like that, it literally, I'm like, do you sleep? Because you just sent me an email about an opportunity, but it was 2 a.m. when you sent that email. Like, do you sleep, professor? Like, what are you doing? Oh, it was great. It came across my desk. I wanted you to know about it. Like, teachers care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't teach.
Right. You ain't doing it for the money.
You ain't doing it
for the money.
For the prestige. You're not doing it for the fame. You're not doing it for none of that. You're doing it because you really care about educating people. And you feel like you have knowledge that's worth imparting to someone else. And you do. And it's true. And I just think that we should treat them better in this country. I do. I think we should treat them better. And I also think we should make education more accessible for people in this country. So that's just my little, if we're going to go macro, if we're going to go 30,000 feet, what's the ultimate story here? The ultimate story is make education more accessible and give educators the resources and the funding that they need to give quality education in this country, because we're going to fall behind if you don't.
We've already fallen behind. That's number one. And to piggyback off of what you were saying, yes, we need to give we need to appreciate the teachers a lot more. Also, this whole new narrative of parents having choice in what their kids, to a certain extent, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But also, you don't know what the hell your kids need as far as education is concerned. You weren't trained in that. You don't know. Look, I went to school, and it is way more intricate than you think it is to learn how to be a teacher. It's not just going and getting reading a book and then regurgitating it, because there's different ways that people learn, and you have to be able to create a plan that's for everybody, not just regurgitating facts. And you have to make sure that they learn it, not memorize it, because you're piggybacking off of other ideas. It's a build, it's a progression. So it's not something that you could just do. You can't just, oh, I'm going to do this little study and I can become a teacher. No, it's a lot more involved with it. You as a parent, unless you have a background in education, have no idea what it takes to teach your child.
None.
Even though you know your child, you have no idea what it takes to teach your child.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't know who that child is when they leave your house. But also, you have no authority. It's kind of like, government officials making healthcare decisions for people. You have no authority to do so.
Yeah.
You are not an educator. You have no authority to tell me how I should build this lesson plan to impart this knowledge to your child. If you don't want your child to learn, then teach them yourself.
You teach them, do a homeschool
them. Homeschool them. Teach them yourself then. But do not disenfranchise other students because you want your student to be you want your child to be a white nationalist. Don't disenfranchise other students from learning about the history of this country, right? Because when you went to school, you had home ec and typing class, and things have progressed quite a bit since then.
Right.
Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. You can barely help your child with their fractions, and you want to tell me how I should teach this class? Do not piss me off.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep from cussing because
let's ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of that preview. It was longer than I anticipated it being. We tried to hold back on the
damn
cussing.
show.
It was. And now we're gonna get into the after hours. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Woo! That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast and YouTube exclusive content. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you really feel generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.